This transfer window has been chaotic to say the least. We've been linked to a lot of exciting prospects, but this one might just top them all. The boys are bracing for a bidding war over a European Wonderkid. We will, of course, discuss this in today's video, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Chris Sutton has expressed doubts over Celtic's reported move for Japanese striker Shin Yamada, urging caution about viewing the Kawasaki Frontale forward as a ready-made replacement for Kyogo Furuhashi. Reports indicate Celtic are close to finalising a £1.5 million move for the 25-year-old, who scored 19 goals in the 2023 J1 League season and added 6 in 33 appearances this term. Yet Sutton isn't convinced Yamada has the quality to step directly into Kyogo's boots. Writing in his daily record column, Sutton acknowledged that Yamada may have potential, but warned fans not to rush into comparisons with Celtic's number 8. Sutton said, "As for the latest striker target, is Shin Yamada going to be the long-awaited replacement for Kyogo? We'll have to wait and see about that too. I would hold fire on making comparisons between Yamada and Kyogo though," he said. Yamada, 25, has emerged as a potential signing as Brendan Rodgers looks to reshape his squad ahead of a demanding campaign. The forward scored 19 goals last season in Japan's top flight. However, Sutton pointed out that Yamada has only netted twice this season and suggested that expecting him to hit the ground running at Celtic may be unrealistic. Sutton added this: "The new boy from Japan has managed a couple of goals this year, which is not exactly red-hot form. If he is being lined up to lead the line straight away, it is debatable," he said. Sutton's verdict comes at a time when Celtic are under pressure to recruit effectively, especially with Champions League qualifiers on the horizon. For supporters, the hope is that any new addition will not only provide depth, but be capable of making an immediate impact in a high-pressure environment. Now for the main story. Celtic have reportedly entered a bidding war for 18-year-old French winger Herber Guirassy, with Nantes unwilling to part ways with the promising youngster without a fight. Guirassy made his breakthrough in League One last season, scoring twice in 19 appearances and attracting attention for his pace, directness and attacking flair. His performances have earned interest from across Europe, and Celtic are believed to be monitoring the situation closely. Belgian side club Bruges are said to have had a £4.1 million offer rejected, as reported by L'Équipe. Reports suggest Bruges are preparing an improved bid, but it remains to be seen whether they will match the club's valuation. Nantes are in no rush to sell and would prefer to keep the winger unless a significantly higher fee is tabled. Brendan Rodgers is looking to add quality and depth on the flanks this summer with the departure of Nicholas Kuhn and the uncertainty surrounding the futures of Luis Palma and Marco Tilio. Their situations could open the door for fresh attacking options like Guirassy to come in and stake a claim. With the market heating up, Celtic may need to act swiftly if they want to land the talented wide man ahead of rival suitors. In other news, Luis Palma has sparked fresh speculation over his Celtic future with a cryptic social media post, as questions continue to swirl around the winger's role in Brendan Rodgers' plans for the season ahead. The 25-year-old, who was last in action for Honduras at the Gold Cup, has not yet returned to Lennoxtown for pre-season training. The club granted Palmer extended time off following his international involvement. He posted this on his TikTok story. Palmer, who struggled to establish himself last season before heading on loan for the final half of it, posted a pointed message on his Instagram story that read, translated from Spanish to English, "Explaining takes a lot of effort, judge me and be happy." It's a line that suggests frustration and fatigue, possibly at the speculation over his future at Celtic or the criticism he's received during international duty. During Honduras' recent Gold Cup campaign, Palmer responded defiantly to media jabs following his goal celebration, saying his side had taken criticism with a grain of salt. His comments were interpreted by some as a dig at those questioning his performances or attitude, either at national level or back in Glasgow. With Palmer yet to report back for club duty and no clear indication from Rodgers on where he fits in the squad moving forward, his long-term future remains in question. The winger is understood to have interest from abroad, and should Celtic look to trim their attacking options, he could be among the candidates to move on. In other news, Celtic are reportedly showing interest in Napoli striker Giuseppe Ambrocino as the club looks to strengthen its forward line this summer. The 21-year-old has also attracted attention from Cremonese, who have already made a bid, and Cagliari, who are keeping tabs on his situation. Ambrocino stood out during the recent Under-21 European Championships, scoring for Italy in their quarter-final defeat to Germany. His performances have led to several clubs inquiring about his availability, with Celtic among those in contact with his representatives. While Cremonese are said to have offered around €3 million for the striker, Celtic are believed to be working on a loan deal with the option to buy. Gazzetta report Napoli manager Antonio Conte is reportedly keen to take a look at Ambrocino in pre-season before making any final decisions on his future. Ambrocino has come through the Napoli academy but is yet to make his first team debut for the Serie A side. He has spent the last couple of seasons out on loan in Serie B, with spells at Como, Cittadella, Catanzaro and Frosinone, scoring a total of 10 goals across those spells. While his goal return hasn't been eye-catching, his pace, energy and ability to play across the front line have caught the attention of scouts. Brendan Rodgers is in the market for attacking reinforcements, with Celtic already bringing in young striker Callum Osmond. Talks are also progressing for Shin Yamada, another forward option. Ambrocino is seen as a player with potential who could develop further in Glasgow. The race for the Italian forward is heating up, and Celtic may need to act quickly if they want to land him. With Napoli weighing up whether to give Ambrocino minutes in pre-season or let him move on, the next few weeks will be crucial. Celtic's plan to offer a loan with a future fee might suit all parties if they can move swiftly and show serious intent. Lastly, Celtic lost their first pre-season friendly this summer as defensive issues handed Estrela da Amadora a 3-2 win in Lisbon. In the Hoops' third pre-season friendly of the summer, which was behind closed doors, Celtic started the brighter of the two teams. Rio Hatate delivered a composed finish to make it 1-0 before young Colby Donovan's needless handball handed Estrela away back into the match. They scored from the penalty spot as a result before doubling their lead just before the half-time whistle with a header from a corner as Ben McPherson failed to pick up his man in the box. Brendan Rodgers changed the whole team at the interval with the exception of captain Callum McGregor, although he was soon subbed off for Sean McArdle. Celtic looked better in the second half and equalised through Adam Ida after some good play between James Forrest and Benjamin Nygren. However, Celtic's defensive woes reared its ugly head again as Dane Murray was caught way out of position for Estrela's third goal. The game finished 3-2 to Estrela. Kieran Tierney started at left back, and in all honesty, there wasn't too much to report. He was steady enough and played some nice through balls forward for Dyson Maeda. This was obviously more about getting minutes into Tierney's legs, and he was subbed off at half-time as Rodgers changed the team. Not the best day for Donovan after a good performance against Cork City. Donovan was solely at fault for the concession of a penalty in the first half with a needless handball. He actually looked okay in the lead-up to his moment of madness, but he's got some learning to do. The same can be said for McPherson, who needs to work on marking at set pieces. Signed from Fulham in June, Callum Osmond started as the central striker as part of a front three featuring Daizen Maeda and Marco Tilio. He was quiet and did not see too much of the ball. Osmond looks quick and nippy, but overall it would be hard to judge him fully yet. We saw just 45 minutes of Benjamin Nygren, but he already looks like a shrewd capture. Nygren played as a number 8 alongside Arnie Engels in the second half, and the Swede played well. He was the man to assist Ida for his goal early in the second period as he played a perfectly weighted pass into the Irishman's stride. The biggest takeaway for Rodgers after losing to Estrela is so clear. Celtic are very vulnerable at centre-back when Cameron Carter-Vickers is absent. Liam Scales and Dane Murray played as a pair in the second half, with the latter horribly out of position for Estrela's winning goal. He was caught out far too high up the pitch, and it left Scales on his own at the back as Estrela drove forward. This match may convince Rodgers to seek a quality centre-back in the transfer market between now and the end of the window. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.